Hello and welcome to Inside Jacksonville, a production of the University of North Florida School of Communication and the CW17. I'm Grace Donnellan, and we're here each month with stories about life on the First Coast. First up, Inside Jacksonville's Kylie Cochran visits the annual Mural Jam event that promotes artwork created by over 40 local artists.
If you drive by the walls of 14th Street, you'll come across a large array of mural artwork. This isn't your typical graffiti art that you see at random throughout the city. These walls are intentionally painted by local artists once a year to express creative freedom and support adaptive reuse through the Phoenix Arts Innovative District.
For us, it meets people on the ground level where they are. So, we have people driving by all day. We've invited the community out to just spend the day walking around as a participant, talking to the artists, being inspired by them, by seeing people that look like them that are painting walls. But also it's an accessibility piece because artists or people might not really feel comfortable walking through an art gallery or a museum, but this introduces them to art in a whole new way because it's street level outdoor gallery space.
With over 40 muralists out here today, there are so many different motives and visions for what the art is that they're going to add to these street walls.
Since I was super little, since I was drawing whatever I wanted. And most people, they kind of have a deeper, meaning for making art. Not me. I just make art because it's cool and it looks cool. I'm doing a redrawing or a remake of a character I made a couple years ago, a galaxy character where basically she can breathe in space, but she can also change her size to pretty much any mass, so she can be as small as a regular human or larger than a planet. It just depends on what she wants to do.
Others have come to continue what they started the year before and expand on their own skills.
So I am a local artist here in Jacksonville, Florida. This is my second year doing Mural Jam. I did it last year, 2024 as well. I really enjoyed it. It's a great space for artists to come out and experiment, hone their skills, network, and just to beautify the community.
Whether you're looking to admire local art or just taking a stroll down Hubbard and 14th Street, stop by the Phoenix Art District and take in the beauty of over 40 muralist artwork. Kylie Cochran, Inside Jacksonville.
Thank you, Kylie. Head on over to the walls of 14th Street and Hubbard anytime to view more murals like this. Next up, Inside Jacksonville's Bayla Sparks takes us to Get Inked and meet a local female tattoo artist breaking the barriers of her field every day.
On the side of a very busy 3rd Street near Jacksonville Beach, Leticia Bontempo can be found working her creative magic. She tattoos people all over the world, but her shop, Queen Tattoo, is her sanctuary.
I was born an artist. First memories I have of my life, my bedroom as a child was completely drawn all around. But I was always drawn to the tattooing industry. I always loved the underground side of it, and I was attracted to the rebellious side.
Her background in art has helped mold her into a bold artist, changing the game with her use of color and detailed pieces.
I mean, her artwork obviously speaks for itself, I think. And I love her detail for her work and how she wants to make it perfect for you as the client. And I think that's what drew me the most to her.
For Leticia, owning a shop isn't just a career milestone. It's a way to put her work out there and plant herself firmly into this industry.
Not only her, too, but just the other artist here. She's always looking for quality, not in herself, but those around her too. So, and I think that's a great quality to have in somebody and someone that you would trust to do work like this for you.
In the traditionally male-dominated field of tattooing, artists like Leticia are taking a stand. They're breaking down the barriers of the tattoo world and creating places like Queen Tattoo to be inclusive, creative, and equal.
I wanted to have a place that we could do good art. We could be free, we could be respected and well rewarded as artists, and at the same time where people would find the true culture, and get good work done.
I think it's a beautiful thing to see people be able to do what they love.
Leticia and her work have taken her all over the country. She is one of the impressive current artists paving the way for other artists to be behind the needle and head of a business.
When somebody feels intimidated by anybody else, doesn't matter if it's because of their talent, or their ambition, or their determination, they will clinch onto anything they can that they believe to be a weakness on you. But I really don't care at all.
Bayla Sparks, Inside Jacksonville.
It's not just about ink, it's about impact, and she is leaving a lasting one. To meet this talented artist or get tattooed at her shop, you can visit the Queen Tattoo website or check out the shop's Instagram. Fast fashion is trendy and convenient, but behind the cheap prices is a hidden cost. Inside Jacksonville's Matthew Fiedler spoke to the owner of a thrift store and an ecological activist to learn the harmful side of fast fashion.
Fast fashion. It's cheap, trendy, and everywhere. But behind the bargain prices lies a global industry with a hidden cost. But some consumers are turning to thrift shops and flea markets instead, hunting for unique prices, unique clothes, saving money, and reducing their environmental harm along the way.
Hey, my name is Connor Furman. I'm the owner of Thrift Plus. We're located here in Orange Park. We specialize in providing a premium thrifted experience and giving back to the community.
Clothes are being produced faster than ever, and cheaper than ever, and tossed out just as quickly. The average American throws away 81 pounds of clothes every year.
At this point, we're producing and overproducing so many goods that they're just ending up in these big retail stores like Ross, Burlington, all these stores, and we're throwing away more clothes than ever.
Companies like Shein, Temu, and Amazon lead to hundreds of billions of dollars in waste every year, and the average American tosses away 80 pounds of clothes each year.
Every year, 92 million tons of clothes are thrown away. At Thrift Plus, we're working to try to help reduce that, to try to provide essential items to people in the community, to try to provide great quality clothes to people who can't necessarily come to stores and pay $30, $40, $50, up to $100 for brand new clothes. People can't afford it these days.
For shoppers, the appeal is clear. Fast fashion offers the latest styles at a fraction of the price, making it easy to keep up with trends without busting their bank.
Fast fashion is like trendy, usually cheap clothing that bases their look off of ideas from like celebrities that you see on Instagram, for example. I mean, like the fast part of fast fashion usually implies like the action that brands take to push out clothing to meet the consumer demands. And usually, like sadly, these clothing usually get discarded after a few wears. And so like, I mean, I don't know how accurate these stats are right now, but I do remember seeing that there are over like 80 billion pieces of clothing being consumed globally each year.
Some brands are trying to change, offering recycling programs and sustainable lines.
Next time you go clothes shopping, you could visit Thrift Plus at Orange Park or consider thrifting somewhere else. Coming up, inside Jacksonville's Amaris Delac takes us to High Springs, Florida to show us Yee Yee Coffee Company at a BMX race. You're watching Inside Jacksonville on the CW17. Welcome back. Next up, we discuss a challenge being faced worldwide. Inside Jacksonville's Jordan Walden informs us about the decline of literacy rates.
Across the U.S., literacy rates are declining, whether due to increased screen time, disruptions from COVID-19, or other challenges. Many students are struggling to read at a proficient level. Though many students are facing this problem, the impact is not felt equally. Literacy is a fundamental building block in a child's education, but not every child is offered an equal opportunity to succeed in this aspect. Students from marginalized communities, like students of color, those with disabilities, or those of low income, struggle the most.
Typically, students from lower socioeconomic status, regardless of race or any of that information, struggle more in school. Because if you think about it, families who have a difficult time making ends meet, whether it's because a parent is a single parent family, or if they have to work multiple jobs to pay their bills and things like that. I just feel like they don't have the time that other people might have to really invest in reading to their children every night. And I think, children being exposed to books is one of the early important steps for early literacy in children.
Many students rely on the Department of Education, whether it be funding for disadvantaged students or curriculum for special education students, but now that's being threatened, which puts many at risk. The Department of Education became a cabinet-level agency under President Jimmy Carter in 1980, and its purpose expanded to administering federal assistance for schools across the country. According to the U.S. Department of Education's website, its official mission is to promote student achievement and preparation for global competitiveness by fostering educational excellence and ensuring equal access. Losing this could do more harm than good.
Well, I feel that there's going to be a loss of direction, loss of money towards students with IEPs, 504s. It might be more difficult getting the services that they need. Also, just not having a central location where decisions are being made from that to help guide all the states in what they decide to do.
Frederick Douglass once said, "Once you learn to read, you will be forever free." Literacy is much more than reading scores. It's the foundation for many children's lives and how they move forward in the world. Without the right resources, they could be robbed of the bright future they all deserve. Jordan Walden, Inside Jacksonville.
With 209 schools in Duval County, almost half of them are economically disadvantaged. For more information, visit the Department of Education at www.ed.gov. While the presence of agriculture in Jacksonville isn't so prominent, this doesn't stop farmers passionate about the benefits and the process of raw, natural food from finding a unique way to practice their passion. Our reporter, Savannah Stillwagner, went to 5 Points Farm to learn more about how they take farming to the next level.
In Jacksonville's 5 Points neighborhood, there's one farm growing nutritious, tasty produce in a sustainable and unique way for the community.
We're an aeroponic farm, and we're focused on food in North Florida. We have got a co-op farm store that's open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday currently. And from 11 to 6, we sell lettuce, herbs. We focus more on food-type plants, foods and aromatics. So lavenders, pepper plants, things that you're either going to eat or to smell.
During the creation process of building 5 Points Farm, they wanted to make sure they didn't take up a lot of surface area and that their lighting hits all of their plants. That's where David came up with the vertical process of the lighting himself.
This aeroponic and vertical system allows for very different plants than one might see in a grocery store. I spoke with Joanne Bain about the difference between 5 Points and grocery store produce.
The main difference is that it's as fresh as you're going to get it. So from the store, you don't know how long it's traveled, you don't know whose hands it's been, what it's been washed through. So, we started growing it in rock wool. It doesn't touch soil. We touch everything with gloves. We keep the farm very clean too. And it does have you get a lot more nutrients out of our lettuce and herbs than you do what they have at the store because you don't, again, know how it was processed.
Local customers enjoy supporting 5 Points Farm, not just because it's a small business, but because the quality of their products is exactly what they're looking for.
We buy everything they sell. All the lettuces, herbs, marigolds, kale. What else have we bought, Rube? Spinach, for sure. Peppers. Chard. Today we got peppers. So basically everything.
Although customers can enjoy their microgreens after taking them home, 5 Points used to have a salad bar where customers can eat them on site, but currently they're looking for a chef.
We'd love to find a chef that's motivated to work, with us with really wonderful raw products.
Whether it's their fresh and tasty greens, their vertical farming system, or their community-focused mission, 5 Points Farm is planting more than just seeds. They're growing a new future for Jacksonville through agriculture. Savannah Stillwagner, Inside Jacksonville.
From the heart of an urban farm to dinner tables across Jacksonville, 5 Points Farm is redefining what healthy food can look like. For those interested in supporting the farm or for more information, see them on 2033 Post Street or visit their website, 5pointsfarmjacks.com. Up next, inside Jacksonville's Amaris Delac is getting her shoes dirty at a BMX race as she introduces us to Yee Yee Coffee Company.
Dirt roads, bikes, pop-up tents, and memories that last a lifetime. This is BMX racing. Nestled in High Springs is High Springs BMX, home to a state series race that could lead you to the championship finals. As you stroll around the event, you'll notice a sea of pop-up tents. But there's one that stands out, Yee Yee Coffee.
My name's Henry Robinson. I've been running Yee Yee for 3 years now. Yee Yee is a specialty coffee company that we specialize in specialty drinks. Everything is craft made, plant and fruit based. We don't do any syrups or artificial flavors. I was a pro BMXer, so we keep everything as healthy and clean as possible over here. We want to be basically the coffee for any outdoor event, festival, sports. We're all there.
Henry's bubbly, energetic personality is a magnet, drawing in a steady stream of customers to the Yee Yee tent.
My favorite thing about Yee Yee is just the authenticity and the atmosphere around here. They keep it real, and it's always fun around here, and yeah.
What makes Yee Yee so special? Their drinks are free of artificial flavors and syrups, using only clean and natural ingredients. It's a perfect refreshment for racers looking to fuel up and stay natural on the track. Ethan Tyler, who assists Henry at most races, brings years of experience to the table.
We have the top 5% coffee beans in the world. We also roast our own coffee, and we are athletes, so we like to keep it clean and no artificial flavors or dyes. I mean, I used to race, so back in the day, growing up with everybody, I hung out with everybody and everything, and now since I don't race anymore, it's a good way to stay in touch with everybody and still be a part of what I love. So it's amazing. I love it.
After a long and exhausting race, many riders make their first pit stop at Yee Yee Coffee for a refreshing drink. From hot coffees to cold drinks and even plant-based energy drinks, known as Yee Freshers, there's something for everyone. Yee Yee Coffee is family-owned and operated. Henry's mission is to provide wholesome drinks for both racers and their family. And with a background in Navy medicine and healthcare, his family and friends is his main priority. Amaris Delac, inside Jacksonville.
How about those Yee Freshers? Be sure to check out Yee Yee Coffee at yeeyeecoffeecompany.com to learn more about their all-natural drinks. After the break, inside Jacksonville's Issa Lane tells us more about one of the biggest races hosted by the University of North Florida. You're watching Inside Jacksonville on the CW17. The NCAA East Regional Championships will be hosted by the University of North Florida this May. Athletes from multiple states will compete for a spot in the NCAA Finals. Our reporter Issa Lane shows us how this meet brings a great economic impact to the city of Jacksonville.
The University of North Florida will be hosting the track and field NCAA East Regionals from May 28 to May 31st. During this event, athletes will compete for a spot in the 2025 National NCAA Championships. By hosting the race, UNF brings a great economic impact to the city of Jacksonville. Nick Morrow, Athletic Director for UNF, tells us more about this impact.
So we've gone up pretty consistently since we started hosting in 2012. So we're usually over 12,000 room nights. We have typically 4,000 to 5,000 tickets that we sell. That's in addition to the thousands of student athletes, coaches, staff, and everything coming through. We generate about $10 million worth of economic impact. That's just through this 4-day meet alone, plus about 37,000, 38,000 visitor days. And so, we feed all the information we collect through ticket sales and packet pickup and all that stuff, and we give it to the city, Visit Jacksonville, and they populate those numbers and really generate the economic impact. They do that for all the events that come through Jacksonville.
The NCAA Regionals is a huge event. It's even bigger than the NCAA Finals. Because if you think about it, 48 people participate in every event, and that gets narrowed down to 24 for in the finals. But it's not the first time for UNF hosting such a big event. In fact, it is the school that hosted the most in the whole country.
The sports event is great for the city Jacksonville. The occupancy of the city is 97 to 98%, and it stretches from the beaches to downtown to town center. Restaurants, hotels, and shops are all feeling the impact from UNF hosting this meet.
Yeah, coming to watch regionals, especially when you have friends and teammates that compete at regionals, all of our family comes, and my husband's family stays in town center. My mom usually likes to stay in hotels like on Atlantic Beach, and hitting just some fun restaurants in St. John's is just what the experience is like to watch regionals.
If you want to be part of this event from May 28th to May 31st, check out ticketreturn.com or go to the UNF Athletic website for tickets. Issa Lane, Inside Jacksonville.
How cool is it to have some of the best athletes here in Jacksonville? Make sure to check out the UNF Athletics website for tickets and bring your family and friends. Inside Jacksonville's Jovan Marilis brings us to view 1010XL's female journalists as they pursue to continue making an impact on the world of journalism.
Taylor Dahl is one of the three voices behind 1010XL's hit radio show, Helmets and Heels. The show itself radiates significance as it's the first all-female sports talk radio show in the country.
Our main thing is we wanted to make it seem like we're not a host. We can analyze, we can break things down. We have just as many opinions and thoughts and feelings and knowledge of the game. And honestly, maybe we have to work a little bit harder at it and study because we didn't play tackle football in college or in pros for some of the people on air.
Meet Mia O'Brien, 1010XL's Director of Multimedia Production. With both her sharp insights and engaging personality, she helps push the needle for women in sports media.
The fact that I worked hard, I gave it 110%, which may be a cliche answer, and that every part of that story was not about me. It was about everyone else that got us to that point.
Taylor and Mia's success is only a small glimpse to the impact in which they've taken upon the community.
For women in sports media, it hasn't always been easy to break the threshold and use their voice for change.
But what we have heard is more so like younger generations or people coming up, and we'll have dads all the time text in or email me and say, my daughter loves listening to you guys and now she wants to be a sports reporter. And like, to me, that is the coolest feeling.
In today's age, women journalists have established themselves as respectable forces in media. The fight for recognition is not only won, but it's celebrated towards the actions of women.
Yeah, point being, I think that I just want people to know that no one worked harder than me. And and know that I cared, not just about the story.
Reporting from the South Side, I'm Jovan Marilis, and this is Inside Jacksonville.
Thank you, Jovan. For more information on Mia O'Brien and Taylor Dahl's podcast, tune in to 1010XL on 92.5 FM every Monday to Friday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. to catch their latest episodes. Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Inside Jacksonville. If you missed anything from today's program, just visit our website, unftv.com, and look under the Digital Journalism tab where you'll find expanded versions of our stories, photos, interviews, and other extras. Again, that's unftv.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube at Inside Jax UNF. From all of us here at Inside Jacksonville, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next month right here on the CW17.